Just gotta be strong and gotta move on. Cancer, I don't know why that came out so strongly as I was preparing to sit for you. It's like, gotta be strong, gotta move on. So I don't know which one of you, Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon, 10th house, all the things, Chiron, 10th house, North Node. But some of you Cancers need to accept that shit is what it is, pack it up, and move along. I don't know. But hola, mi gente, greetings. ¿Cómo estamos? How are we? It is me, Che Alexander, La Negra Tiene Sazón, of Sprinkled with Sazón, Apothecary, and Botanica, sometimes community. How the hell are you? Cancer, I pray that you are well under the illuminescence of this beautiful, powerful, restful lunation in the super full moon in Taurus. I do hope that you are getting your needs met. I pray that you know what your needs are first and foremost so that you may get them met. And then I pray for you, Cancer, that you follow the path, you find yourself on the path of least resistance when it comes to getting what you want. You shouldn't have to fight for peace. There shouldn't have to be war for peace, right? You shouldn't have to beg for the bare minimum. So Cancer, I pray that that's not your reality and that things are running smoothly for you, smoothly like the oceans that you govern. But if they're not, if your life right now is a tumultuous tsunami of things, hold on, my lover, hold on. And like I said earlier, some shit you just gotta let go. Some things you holding on too tightly to, some things you gotta let go of, but hold on to the faith that things will change. Hold on to whatever tradition practices you have, because they will be what gets you on the other side. Now, I encourage you to follow me on Instagram, La Negra Tiene Sazón, Negra Tiene Sazón, so that you can kind of get more of the overview of what the rest of the planets and things are doing for the first half of November, specifically this first week. But then just to get more of a general overview in general, right? But this video is for you, specifically Cancer, how this moon is affecting your sign and what else is transiting you for November. So something that's important to note, and you may have been feeling this energy, Cancers, you feel more deeply than any of the other signs. Not than any, but you know, that's kind of your MO, is that you are deeply emotional feeling beings, and you can kind of connect with a deeper energy and sense when something is shifting sooner than others, right? So Cancer, what's important for you to remember aside from this moon is that Jupiter is currently in your sign, which is a beautiful, auspicious, lovely place for Jupiter to be, in the sign of Cancer. But it will be moving retrograde in Cancer, in your same sign, from November 11th until March 11th. So that's what, 5-6 months, right? December, child, I can't do math. 5 or 6 months where Jupiter will be retrograde. Not a great moment in time when Jupiter is retrograding. Mercury retrogrades every 3 months, right? We're used to this. It's a thing that happens. We know that she don't like to stay steady. She loved to get her micro braids done. Uranus is currently in retrograde at this time, retrograding back into the sign of Taurus. This is the first time that it's been there since 2018, right? Like it's been in Taurus and then it stepped into Gemini. Now it's going back into Taurus. So we know that some planets have a relationship with retrograde. Jupiter retrograde is not a fun one because Jupiter is a fun planet, right? We always talk about the energy if we're personifying these planets. Jupiter is your favorite auntie. It's like your uncle that lets you get lit at the club. They let you sneak the drinks and have the cigarettes when the family is having the family party. So it's not really a planet that likes to review as much. It likes to have fun, be abundance, give out the money. Oh, I'll make the money back. No need to worry about it or think about it. But when Jupiter is retrograding, now it's thinking about all the fun that it had. Okay, it's thinking about all the money that it spent. It's thinking about all the cigarettes that it let little 15-year-old you smoke. It's in review, thinking about those things. And Jupiter is the largest planet, the widest, the most vast. So it has an even greater capacity to really ruminate on a lot of things. It covers a lot of land. And in your sign, Cancer, which can sometimes be brooding, can sometimes be brutal to yourself, especially. Review and Cancer it has to be approached tenderly. Otherwise, you can spiral into these fits of not thinking that you're good enough, thinking about all the bad or poor decisions that you made or how you could have chose differently, thinking about all the ways that you have been wronged. So Jupiter being in Cancer already since October 18th, there may have been some very heavy focus on the home front, right? What does home and family and emotional security look like for you? Now, as we move into next week, next Tuesday is the 11th. When Jupiter spins backwards in the sign of Cancer, you may be reviewing these themes in particular for yourself with a more haunted eye and thinking very deeply, Cancer, about how do I turn this house into a home? This house that I'm currently in. So you may have grand dreams and desires to move, to get in, to transfer apartments, or to buy a condo or a duplex, or to get a mansion, to buy a house or something, but you don't have the means to do so. Or the paperwork is not being pushed through, the state of the economy, the government shutdown, recession, all these things looming and pending may cause you to pause. But where you are right now, you live somewhere, right? I hope and I pray that you're not watching this video from under a bridge. So wherever you are heated safely, wherever you are laying down comfortably, that is your home for the moment. And how do you turn that house into a home so that it feels comfortable, it feels safe, and it allows you to explore what the possibilities for emotional security, home and family can look like once you get past this obstacle that you're in right now, right? Again, so you may not be where you want to be. When you get on the other side of it and you have the financial means, you have the support in the community, the government is not in the same crisis. What's the plan? How are we going to move forward? So this is the time now, as Jupiter prepares to go retrograde in your sign, to think about all the ways you have not contributed to making this particular house a home. What is lacking? Is it the people? Is it the food, the community? Do you need to have Sunday dinner more often? Do you need new drapes and curtains, a new coat of paint? Or is it really something that's lacking inside of you and you just don't have what it takes, what it requires to create that familial environment because you're depressed, you're frustrated, you're distracted, you're confused. We got to get to the nitty-gritty of why this is not feeling like a safe space, where I rest my head, why these people that I call my family don't feel safe. So these are themes for you in the month of November, and especially under the light of this this full moon in Taurus that's taking place tonight, Wednesday, November 5th. But gracias a la misericordia de todos los espíritus santos y todos los espíritus buenos, dígame los mensajes que yo necesito que saber en ese momento for the IG and YouTube collective, social media collective, Cancerian collective, who may be watching this at this time. Currently, my books are closed. I am doing a couple of altar services and different offerings, and I'm going to be hosting an elemental equilibrium class. If you don't know what your elemental dominance is in astrology, are you more fire or more water, then this is the class for you. More information on that later. But what does the Cancerian collective need to know at this time? King of Pentacles is your first card out, Cancer. Then the Star. Four Cups and the Six of Pentacles. So some of you are having some financial issues. I do see that, Cancer. That's coming up loud for you. Feels very much like you're not where you thought you would be. Ace of Cups in reverse. Not feeling like feeling like you're not where you thought you would be. Also feeling like somebody, I don't want to say it's the blame game, but I feel like for some of you Cancers, you feel like somebody let you down, and that's the reason why you haven't succeeded. It feels deeper. It doesn't feel like, oh, if this person should have done this for me. It feels deeper, like if my father, you know the joke how they say, I would have had hair down my back if my mother didn't perm it in 3rd grade. And it's like, girl, you had this much hair in 3rd grade, right? Like you was never going to be that. This is what this feels like. It's like, well, Cancer is saying, if my daddy never left, if my parents had stayed married, if I knew my grandfather on my father's side, then maybe I could have been a billionaire. I could have been Jeff Bezos. I could have been, right? Anybody, Steve Jobs. But Spirit is saying, no, that's a cop out. That's a plea. It feels easy to do that. It's very lazy of you, Cancer. It's very lazy. It's very easy to say, if this didn't happen, if this, then that, right? Or you. And what I'm feeling very strongly for you is that this is not the reason why things are not happening the way you want them to or the way they could. It is that act of finding who to blame for it that is the cause of it. It's not looking out and saying, who is throwing work at me? I can't trust these people. That's so-and-so is the villain. Again, if my daddy had done this differently, if my mom had did this differently, that is easy. But Spirit is saying it's the mere fact that you are looking for someone to blame. You're curling your fingers to point. You are looking for an excuse out of this. That's your fucking problem, because you do it all the time, or you do it enough that it has created significant gaps in what your success could look like, Cancer. And it's boring. This is a boring narrative. This is something that you lean into all the time. When something happens, you're looking for someone to blame, or you're looking for someone to help you out. No one is coming. No one is coming to save you, Cancer. I'm sorry to let you know, but that's the truth. We have to figure out ways to help ourselves, save ourselves. And some of you need to really lean on your ancestors. The star is here saying, like, I do see that some of you are, you have a practice, you're on your knees, you have an altar, you are trying to show up, but I feel like you're looking to them to perform miracles when instead you should be petitioning your ancestors for their power, as opposed to putting the thing down on the altar and saying, okay, now here, you fix this, do this. Cancer, you in particular, in your ancestral veneration work and with the team that you have, the ancestral team you have, you are being called to put the work in, right? But they're asking you to call them back into the physical in this way, as opposed to just, again, putting it on the altar and saying, hey, do this for me. They want you to petition and say, Uncle Charlie, who liked to hustle, right? Uncle Charlie, who really knew how to get things done. I need you to come. I need you to embody, I need you to embody me. I need to wake up with that hustle that you had. I need to feel like you. Uncle Charlie never sat down. He was always on the go, always getting money, always doing whatever. I need to feel like him. And they need you to say that at the altar, and then Uncle Charlie can visit you in that way. And then maybe you can watch the difference of your energy. How you feel when you wake up in the morning, how you feel when you show up to job interviews, or, you know, open houses and all that kind of stuff. You need to be asking to embody the ancestors, embody their characteristics, not just praying out of veneration. That is complacency. That is complicity. That is complicity or complicitness in a particular way. Your guides are asking you, Cancer, to really petition to the king, go to the king's gravesite, and then pray at the gravesite. Make me feel like a king too. Let me know what it feels like to walk in that energy. Heavy is the crown, but I want to know what it feels like. You are asking Spirit to come and imbue you with their strength. There seems to be a barrier, a disconnect with you, Cancer. You are doing the right things the right way by being venerating and merciful, but they need you to get a little bit dirtier, and they need you to ask. I'm trying to be careful with my words here because I don't know who this is going to reach, right? But in a sense, you need to be possessed by your spirits, though, by your spirits, not in tranquil spirits, not poltergeist, not any of that other shit. But you need to be possessed by your spiritual court, those ancestors of light who really do have your best interests at heart. And asking them to really show up and envelop themselves in your energy, in your aura, in your body, in your mind, so that you can make the decisions that they would make to get themselves out of this hole that I feel that you're in, that you're spiraling in. If you continue to sit in this energy, Cancer, it will be detrimental to you. Again, thinking about how to make this house a home, and then looking around and seeing what you don't have at your disposal is dangerous for you. You need to Think about it, make the plan, and then get in the body and start walking. As soon as you start thinking about what you need, go straight to the altar and pray for it, and then get outside the house. Don't sit with that stagnant energy in the house. Cancer, water governs you. So you need to be embodying that element of water, fluidity, constant movement, current, exchange, right? Yes, it's going to be painful sometimes. You're going to crash against the shore. I'm sure that does not feel good for water. Well, we'll never know. Right? All we hear is kind of the scream of it. When the shore and the water meet, we hear that splash, we hear the roar of the wave, and then the water recedes and it goes back to its fullness. And so you need to be embodying a little bit, similar to what I said to Aquarius about them embodying air. You need to embody water. And some of you are a mosquito pit. Some of you are a goddamn swamp instead of being a flowing river and a very active ocean, right? So what kind of water are you, Cancer? Something to consider under this full moon. Final, the Hierophant, the Ace of Wands. Look at that. Can't even make this shit up. The Hierophant, the Ace of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. The Hierophant is Taurus energy. So Cancer, if you have Taurus friends or other Taurus placements, lean on them. Find the earth element in your chart and in your friends group to help ground you as you become more fluid. The Ace of Wands is here with the Nine of Swords saying you got to get out of that head. Look at this. Insomnia, depression, overthinking. It's not worth it. Cancer, for some of you, of course, this is a general, not all, but some of you might need to seriously consider going to therapy, right? Getting mental health support and getting on medication. SSRIs, antidepressants, other specific medication for ADHD, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, because it does feel like there's only but so far prayer, meditation, and baths are going to take you, breath work, proper diet. You have to do all of it, right? And Cancer can have an easy time spiraling into this kind of rut and not doing anything, and then one problem leads to the other, right? And so for some of you, it's leaning deeper into your faith, doing the ancestor work, and etc. And for others of you, you really need a professional intervention so that you can get on the other side of that. If you're sitting stagnant in this Four of Cups energy and Nine of Swords energy and you're barely getting any sleep, it's going to be harder and harder for you to listen to the word of your ancestors, your spiritual elders, your pastor, etc., or your own intuition. And so you might need to ignite that part of your brain that can be receptive to this. And that may mean medication for a time, right? It doesn't have to be for the rest of your life, but maybe at this time, as you ponder, how do I get out of this rut? How do I get on the other side of this unhappiness? How do I turn this house into a home? You might need to consider that. Final for Cancer, harness mystic power, High Priestess. I want to say Gemini or Taurus got that, one of the two. Guardian angel, you are not alone. I already told you that. Go back to God and go back to your ancestors. And then animal guardian, trust your instincts. Some of you Cancers are feeling miserable, feeling invalidated because you're looking outside of yourself for other people to go, yeah, I see that too. Yes, that was fucked up. No, that shouldn't have happened. When you already know in your heart of hearts, you know in your mind of minds that someone is trying to play with you. Somebody's being funky. Somebody's not doing right. There's an injustice here. And that constant seeking outside of yourself, asking people, have they seen what you've seen? Did they hear what they heard? Did the door close? Was it the wind? It doesn't matter. Your experience is valid enough. Trust your own instincts, and it will help you to rise above the fray. I hope that was helpful for you, Cancer. Cancer, I love you. Drop me a black heart in the comments if you made it to the end, if this was helpful to you in any way. And yeah, email me, negratianesazon@gmail.com, in order to get with me. My site is shut down. The business is going through transition, but I still hope to see you and work with you. I love you, Cancer. Peace.